boom. Hey, what's up guys? Nick White here. I do tech and coding stuff on YouTube and Twitch. Check the description for all of my information. I do all the LeetCode and HackerRank problems, and I have playlists where I solve them and explain them and whatever. Today we're going to be doing shortest unsorted continuous subarray. This is an easy question on LeetCode number 581. It's actually one of the harder, easy ones, but we're going to get into it. Once you understand the solution, it's not too bad. So we are given an integer array. You guys know what an array is. You know what an integer is. An integer is a number. An array is this data structure where we store stuff. So it's a bunch of numbers in an array. So we're given a number array, an array of integers. You need to find a continuous subarray. So a subarray is part of the array, right? So a little section of the array. And we want to find continuous subarray. So the numbers of the subarray have to be next to each other, like 6, 4, 8, 4, 8, 10, 10, 9, 15. They can't be like 6, 4, and 15, right? They have to be next to each other within the array. So we're given an integer array. We want to find a continuous subarray that if you only sort this subarray, whatever this subarray we're going to find, if you only sort this, we want to find one where if you only sort this part of it, this continuous subarray, the entire outer array is going to be sorted. So we want to find the shortest such subarray where if we sort this, the shortest subarray we can find, where if we sort this little unsorted subarray, the whole thing becomes sorted. Because part of the array that we're going to get is going to be unsorted. So we want to return the length of the subarray, the shortest one that we have to sort to find, you know, get the whole thing sorted. I mean, hopefully that makes sense to you guys. I think it's pretty straightforward as far as that goes. So here's the input. In this case, you could see 2, 6. It's sorted right now. Up 4, that's unsorted, right? Because we want sorted in ascending order. So look, here's the problem, right? There should be no decrease here. And then what? 10, 9. Okay. So the shortest sequence we have to sort to get this whole outer array sorted is this little subarray right here of continuous numbers. So we return 5 because that's the length of the shortest subarray that we have to sort in order to make the whole thing sorted. I think we understand now. So what are the solutions for this problem? Well, we're finding the shortest subarray, and if we're finding the shortest or the maximum something, the maximum subarray, maximum substring, one of the paths always is to generate all possible things, right? This is brute force, all possible combinations of something. So in this case, all possible subarrays of this. And we might want to do all possible continuous subarrays out of this array. And then we want to find the shortest one where if we sort it, the whole thing's sorted. Now that's going to be very slow. And if we look at the solution, they have all these, this solution is really good documentation. I recommend reading through some of this, but you know, doing all that, you got 3 loops in here and you got it to O of n cubed, right? And that's pretty slow. So we can do a little bit better than that, right? One of the ways we can do better than that, if we look in here, is using sorting. And this is actually a lot better. And I'll explain it right here, right? So say we have this given input, right? So here's our input. And we want to find the shortest subarray, right? Once again, I'm not going to repeat myself. Where if we sort the whole thing, we get the whole outer thing sorted, right? So let's look at the sorted version. So sorted would be 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, right? And then 15. So the bottom one is the sorted version. The top one is the one we would get as input. It would be the unsorted version. So if we look here, what we would do as an approach is we could have this unsorted input, then we could have a sorted version of it, and we could loop through and simultaneously compare the numbers. So if you look at the solution, we make a sorted copy and we have the original, and we have 2 pointers, and we loop through and we check the element at each index, right? So we're looping through, this is just one for loop, right? We're looping through, boom, look, 2 and 2 are equal, right? 6 and 4, they're not equal. So that's a mismatch. So the unsorted one is wrong, right? The sorted one is right. So as soon as we find an inconsistently, obviously we're going to have to sort from that index. So in this solution, we will mark the start of where we have to begin sorting, because we have to start sorting at this point, because this isn't right. If we're comparing the 2 elements, these are not the same elements. So obviously we have to sort this element. So we have to at least sort from here to a particular element. You keep going, this isn't sorted, and you keep updating this maximum to find the ending boundary. And finally you get here where the final mismatch is, and okay, we found the final mismatch in the first mismatch, so we just have to sort everything in between, and everything after that will be sorted. So we can just do that and return the length, the boundaries between those. Now, I'm not coding all this because there's a lot of solutions, and I just wanted to walk through all of this. I know usually I code these out, but I thought it'd be better if I just explained these. Now, we could skip the stack because it's kind of lame. This one's the best one. Let's just skip right down to the best one. This is without using extra space, and it is a very similar concept to the one with the sorting, right? It's basically just without the sorting, we're doing the same kind of concept where we find these mismatches, right? And then we return the length of the mismatching, right? So I'm going to copy this and I'm going to paste right here. So this is the optimal solution. The time complexity is linear with constant space. And what we're going to do here is we're going to keep a minimum and maximum value, and we're going to keep a Boolean and see when the array is no longer sorted, right? So in our input, we're going to find that the array is sorted 2 to 6. That's sorted, right? This is let's get rid of the sorted version. But 2 to 6 in our original input. 2 to 6, that's fine. We're killing it, right? That's fine. We're going. 6 to 4, that's incorrect. So what we do is we have this Boolean, and we're going to say, oh, well, this isn't sorted anymore. So we're going to say we're going to flag that. We're going to say this isn't sorted anymore. So we know we're in the unsorted territory. Now we want to find the minimum element in the unsorted territory. So once we set this flag to true, we're in unsorted territory. So we just say, okay, if we're in unsorted territory, set the minimum element we find while we loop through. We also do this for the maximum. So once we get into unsorted territory, going backwards, we look for the maximum element in unsorted territory. Once we find these minimum and maximum values, for example, in this case, in the unsorted territory would be 4 and 10, we can then loop through afterwards and find where these should go. We could say, okay, we have the minimum is 4. Well, we're going to loop through. Okay, is 4 less than 2? No, but 4 is less than 6. So we find where 4 is supposed to go, and that marks the start, because that's the minimum of the unsorted territory. That marks the starting index of the unsorted territory, so we can mark that using L, so we know where the boundary is of the start of the unsorted territory, because we found the minimum and we know where it goes. Same thing with the maximum. We go backwards, and we find where 10 is supposed to go. It's actually it's greater than 9, so we find that index, and then we return the distance. These are ternary conditions that were in the solution, so basically it's just the right minus the left boundary is the distance of the subarray, and you do +1 because of the indices. So you return 0 if it's less than 0 or whatever, but that's pretty much it. I feel like this was a pretty good explanation. I feel very good about this. I did not code because you could see there's a lot of stuff here, and I don't want to make the video 20 minutes long, but this is good code. Like, this is optimal solution. The only thing I would change about the code is I would say, instead of flag, I would change this variable to sorted, and I would say it's sorted until you hit this condition, and then I would change sorted to false, because I think it just reads a little bit better instead of flagging when the sorting breaks. So maybe just change that Boolean to sorted. So thank you guys for watching. I'll keep doing this. I'm on this live stream right now 24/7 until I get tired of doing it. So check in if you feel like it. Also, like and subscribe so I can grow my channel. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Gonna do some more questions. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. All right, peace. Shit. End it.